Hello everyone, PallyTime here. Welcome back to the second episode of our A through Z playthrough. We are, of course, playing Alarak today. He was added into the Nexus on September 13th, 2016. His last patch he received was December 1st, 2020. His big rework, and his only rework that he's received in the history of his lifespan, was on January, February, March, May 16th, 2017. So quite some time ago. He is at a 51.3% win rate right now with a 9.2% popularity, so pretty middle of the road with both of those things. I also think, this is totally anecdotal, I also think Alarak has some of the coolest skins with these Dark Nexus crossovers. I think these look incredible. My ability to play Alarak is terrible. I've never been good at this character, and after not playing him for what felt like a couple years, it's been quite a struggle to get back on the bike and learn how to use it again. However, I have been practicing, and hopefully today we can get a good game. Fingers crossed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on Braxis Holdout today. I'm gonna have a hard time. The friendly team: Alarak, Artanis, Phoenix, Zagara, and Junkrat. The enemy team: Nazevo, Dahaka, Kerrigan, Malthiel, and Sergeant Hammer. One thing I've learned over the course of the last few practice sessions is that I keep thinking about Alarak as if he's Artanis, where you kind of go in and brawl with people. That's not going to be our focus today. We're going to try to become a hit and run specialist and just kind of see how it goes. Back when we did the last A through Z in 2018, the most popular talent choices for Alarak were all focused on his E ability. These days, that has drastically shifted towards his Q setup. And there are some pretty cool talents in here that allow him to sustain if he's able to melee his opponents. We're going to be looking into those today. Personally, I've never really liked E-build very much, but it's certainly viable. If you want to play that way, you certainly can. The enemy team engaging pretty hard here. We're taking a little bit of damage from Nazeebo. I want to commit, but I also need to back up and make sure that I am safe. Artanis at the top of the screen, and a little bit of a tussle with a lizard at the moment. If these guys engage on him too hard, we will be able to help. So Alarak, his Q ability is Discord Strike. You'll notice that this is a triangle skill shot. It's a very narrow skill shot. When he released, he also didn't have these little cross sections like the Kylo Ren hilt. That was not there. That used to be a talent that was eventually incorporated in baseline, probably with his one rework that he received. Our W ability is Telekinesis. This allows us to kind of click and drag to move our opponents around or to move ourselves around. Fantastic ability. I love using it, although it's very difficult to use well. Certainly takes some time to get used to. I think that's the whole theme here with all of Alarak's kit. If you practice this character, you can stomp. Most of the biggest stomps I've been in had Alarak on the other team, because if he's playing well, he can continue to gather power throughout the course of the entire game. And that's much easier to do when you have a healer and you have a, normal tank and stuff. But it's also true even if you do not. Dahaka taking a bunch of damage there, is forced underground to try to get away. Kerrigan moving in now with her combo. My ability is starting to come off cooldown here. Nice Discord Strike. Not going to be able to finish these guys off, though. And notice that I wasn't overextending into that at the beginning. That's a problem I was getting myself into. I'm trying to pick when I go in. I'm trying to look for opportune moments to go in and not just go in because I want to do damage to enemies. Malthiel taking a big hit here. Kerrigan looking at us. I'm trying to force her to use the combo on me, but it looks like she did not take the bait. 1 second on Telekinesis. There it is. Beautiful. Bringing her through the wall to finish her off. And at level 4, we are going to get the Show of Force talent. What this does is if we hit enemies with all 3 of our basic abilities, we're then going to gain a small stack of sadism. And we should probably talk about what this is. Alarak's ability damage and self-healing are increased by 109% currently. And that's based on our sadism. Sadism reduction from talent 0, sadism gained at 9 right now. But what does sadism actually do? Well, basically, if we get kills, if we use our abilities, if we do everything that we should be doing, we get stacking damage increases that just keep going. I mean, it's not infinite. It stops eventually, I'm pretty sure, but it just keeps going. Oh, I have telekinesis here. Not enough to finish him off. That's okay. Which means, look at that, we picked up another 6% there. We're at 115% currently. Which means if we can continue to be a part of these hit and run takedowns for our team, we just continue to stack our damage up and continue to be more effective in everything that we're doing. By the way, our E ability is Lightning Surge. This is what the E build is focused around, obviously, because it's our E ability. How this works is you kind of want to target enemies that aren't your main target, which has always been the weirdest part for me. That's why I've never really liked it. Zebo moving up pretty far here. Kerrigan committing. We can hit her with the Discord Strike. I'm trying not to overcommit here, but I want to be involved. I'm telekinesising out of that. If Dahaka's moving up, we'll silence him. Kerrigan looking at me. We're moving back. Now Sergeant Hammer reinforcing this. Unfortunately, Zagara taken down. Looks like the enemy team relocated down to this bottom lane in force, but Artana should be able to get top. I'm going to go for Hindered Momentum. Is that what it said? At level 7, this just adds a slow onto our telekinesis. So when we do displace someone, they're going to be punished for it a little bit more. Allows us to catch up to them a little bit easier. Trying really hard to stay alive here. That's probably the biggest tip I can give you. If you're new to Alarak, you really just need to stay alive. We have the stacking damage, but it's not like the Butcher. You know, when the Butcher dies, he loses a little bit of his meat, and he's like, oh no, I guess I have to go get more meat now. If we die, it's like, fuck, this entire game I've been building on this one thing, and now this one thing's gone. What's the point of my life? Why am I playing this game? Or at least that's how I feel whenever I die on Alarak. He does have some pretty cool talents that can really reward you if you're really nailing your stuff. For instance, Extended Lightning, if you can hit 3 players with the center area or something. Yeah, after hitting 3 players with the center in a single cast, you get all of these quest rewards, and he has something really similar for Sadism. So if you're ever going up against characters like the Lost Vikings or, you know, Samuro or something like that, you can really speed through your quest progression if you're able to combo them as well as like one of their clones and one other player. However, that's not what we're going for today. I'm not going for that Hail Mary move that's a showstopper. I'm going for consistent gains here is what I'm trying to accomplish. Dahaka once again moving up there. I'm trying to move. Whoa, spiders, fuck! And it was all almost over in an instant. It's all almost over in an instant. So we've gotten 21% sadism from takedown, 6% from Show of Force, which is that level 4 talent that we picked up. Show of Force does have a cap, so we can only stack that up to an additional 20. But so far, so good. We've done pretty good damage versus this team. We're actually landing some of our combos. You would not believe the amount of hours I had to put in just to get back to this point. Let's go ahead and slow down Math. Oh, I played myself. Trying to slow down Mathiel with telekinesis, but unfortunately he got a little bit too far away, dodging the Dahaka tongue there. We can still continue to engage in this pretty well, I would imagine. Discord Strike is out into... Fuck! Get him! Get him! Hit him with... There you go. You just got to auto-attack him. We're going to pick up Counter-Strike. The main reason for that is I want to protect my stacks. We're at 130% right now. I want to hang on to those. Counter-Strike allows us to become immune to damage, protected, by the way. And then if anyone attacks us during that protected state, we then retaliate with a burst of damage and a frontal cone. Very similar to our Discord Strike, but taking up a much larger section of the screen. I actually have a bug with my current control setup. You guys know how I left click to attack move? If I pick the deadly charge and I left click to activate it, my character doesn't move through walls. Blizzard, if there's anyone still there, can you please fix that bug, please? It kind of sucks. I don't like it. Oof. Big old bullet moving through me there. Sergeant Hammer sieged up on the other side of this, but is out of range of me. Does Hammer have vision if I'm not standing there? I'm not sure. Telekinesis on Dahaka, moving him into me, and the Discord Strike does finish off the kill. I want to help out here, but I kind of got a lot of cooldowns at the moment. Knockback has already been used. Here's my silence to keep him in the game a little bit longer. I'm going to move myself away from the tower before we take too much damage. And we did pretty well on that objective. Unfortunately, our top building is already missing. I'm going to be heading back to the base now at a 136% sadism. While I was streaming my practice games for Alarak, someone asked me what my record is. And as far as I know, my record was 177. And that's when I died during our warm-up game. That's when the person asked what our record was. Maybe we can do a little bit better than that today. Unfortunately, Alarak's not really good at taking down camps and never really has been that good at taking down camps. He can get some sustain with his level 1 talent that we picked up here. Hitting an enemy hero with Discord Strike grants 40% attack speed, and our attacks heal for 50% of the damage dealt for 4 seconds. That's whenever we land our Q ability. But the keyword there is it has to be used on heroes. So if I wanted to take a camp, I definitely need help doing that. I love displacement in MOBAs, and I think telekinesis is a great way of doing displacement. It allows me to move myself. If I self-cast it, I can move enemies away if I cast it on them. It's got a lot of applications, and it's really, really fun to use. I'm going to start to turn on Kerrigan here. Discord Strike into both of these guys. Beautifully done. And now we're at 142%. I see myself a Sergeant Hammer that moved up a little bit too far. Nazebo running away at the top as well. We don't know where Dahaka is, but I think I can... Whoa. I'll take it. I'll take it. Get out of here. With our level 13 talent, we also increase our sadism whenever we auto-attack heroes as well. So some very clear synergy with our level 1 talent there. Basic attacks against heroes increase sadism by 2%, stacking up to 40%. So again, that's not infinite stacking from this. We kind of get infinite stacking from takedowns. This has a certain cap, but even if we die and lose our stacks, it's pretty easy to just go auto-attack a hero. So it's kind of like an insurance policy on being able to reform some of our momentum. If this guy wants to sit here and target me, we're gonna hit him with the Discord Strike. He moved underground. We're waiting for him to come back. Telekinesis back into our character, and Discord Strike one more time for the easy takedown on the enemy Dahaka. He could have easily countered that by when I went for the counter strike. He could have just dove under the ground. He would have been totally fine. But hey, what's that saying? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Don't look some free sadism in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? This hurts. Yeah, this sucks. I hate being a team player. Oof. Oh, and if you play as Alarak, you're allowed to say in any context, I've seen better healers than this, because whenever Alarak gets healed, that's what he says to his healer. It's in character, and in a setting like this where there are no healers, it's pretty funny. I'm just putting it out there. I don't know if anyone else thinks it's funny, but I think it's pretty fucking funny. I think that this has probably been my best performance on Alarak ever. I'm going to go for Mocking Strikes here instead of bonus attack damage, because I want to be able to combo these heroes a little bit more. Mocking Strikes is incredible amounts of CDR. It's amazing what you can... Nice, good job. He didn't attack me. He did what he was supposed to do. Discord Strike just missing on Dahaka as he was running away as well. We have Telekinesis almost ready. If he takes a step up too far... There it is. Boom. Dude, you can punish people so hard with telekinesis. Like, his positioning wasn't even that bad there, but he got a little bit too close to me, and that was all that it took. That was all that it took. Sergeant Hammer trying to siege me on the side. Let's put it into that pretty fast. Ooh. There's the combo. More sadism in the bank. We're at 168 right now. Mouthiel moving up as well. We're going to save... Ooh. Actually, I'm going to start to back away from this a little bit. I can get an easy heal on him there. That was 366 healed. Nazebo kind of up kind of far. I could have telekinesed him. There we go. Some easy attacks are resetting my cooldown so I can get that back up. I'm going to telekinesis away. That moved her out of position as she was jumping forward. Easy Discord Strike here. Easy counter strike here. Boys, this has been the best game of my fucking life. Hey, I should tell you what the most recent hotfix for Alarak was. He's only gotten one patch in the last 8 months, and the bug that it was fixing was apparently he could go immune with Counter-Strike and still move around without incurring the cooldown of Counter-Strike. I'm not quite sure on the specifics of how that worked. I kind of wish I knew, though. I feel like that would have been really funny to experience. Malthiel moving up on us. We just took a lot of damage there. After the impact, he decided not to chase as heavily. That's certainly weird. 178! We broke my record! What do you know? I realized when I was... So this is how the A through Z is working this year. It's a lot of research to get these topics done. We go through a lot of stuff. And previously in years, I would do all that research myself. Holly's helping us out big time. She's going back and watching our previous year's videos and helping to take notes for me. But when I was looking at the notes, I was like, is this really all I had to say about Alarak? And really, he hasn't changed that much since he was added to the game. Some things that have shifted around. Let's get a big thank you for Holly for helping out with the A through Z this year. This is so much work to get this series off the ground. I hope you guys know that. Can we get some claps in the comments for Holly, please? Thank you. One thing that's really shifted over the course of Alarak's time in the Nexus is I remember at level 13, it was like every game. Oh, here we go. Oh, what are you thinking? He got the kill. I guess that's what he was thinking. Every game, you would always go right of rack shear. And I mean, I still think this is good, especially against like a target like Murky or something that would be dying all the time. But it was like you'd be calling your shot in pool. You'd be calling your kill inside of these games. And then if you were able to secure those kills, you got such a big fucking damage bonus. It looks like the general playstyle, and I mean, I'm still sure that someone does it, but it looks like the general playstyle has shifted away from that pretty considerably. I do want to say, Pure Malice could also be a great talent to pick up if you have a Murky on your team. Someone that can die often without too much consequence. Or, you know, you're just in a quick match game where people die all the time. I think those could be some pretty solid setups. I hit all of my abilities on Kerrigan. She's AoEing me, so that's a free Counter-Strike right there. We're on the core right now. Let's move him back. Oh, I missed. Discord Strike still landed. I need to auto-attack him, but unfortunately he's a little too quick for me. Little too quick for me. Come on out, mister. I just want to kill you and all of your friends. Let's move back. Get the cooldown reduction. Man, I really thought this game was going to be over by now. Fuck! Help! Bro! I wasn't going that deep to die. So we have 182% damage increase at the moment. Or I guess an 82 over baseline. That's crazy. I've never felt this strong in a game before. I'm glad we're capturing this one. I'm glad we didn't save any of my warm-up games because they were not as good. See, unfortunately, I don't have as many talking points about Alarak as I do about most other characters, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this game nonetheless. It looks like it's coming to a close here pretty soon. The enemy team back in their base trying to defend against everything that we're throwing after them. And at the same time, we're taking over both sides of the objective. And that's going to be GG. If you have any fun facts or stories you would like to share about Alarak, please be sure to leave those down in the comments. After about 10 or 15 games of testing, this is the build that I've landed on. It fits my playstyle really well. If I was going to give you guys one tip, please remember you're not Artanis. You're Alarak. You need to hit and run. It's very similar to playing Kerrigan, except Kerrigan doesn't get infinite damage increases now, does she? No, I don't think that she does. Counts we used in today's video. I'm just kind of waiting on the loading screen here. Were the overwhelming power in level 1 into Show of Force. I really like Show of Force. I think it's really fun. I really like Blade of the High Lord. I think these two together can get you back in the game if you die. It feels really bad to die on Alarak, but these help make it feel a little bit better. We have Hindered Motion. Telekinesis slows. Counter-Strike just to fit my playstyle. Let me show you what happens with Deadly Charge before we end this video when I try to use it. But I think Counter-Strike fits my playstyle a little bit more, and my stacks are so important to me that I feel the need to protect them all the time. And then Mocking Strikes was a talent that I just started picking up in the last few games. But basic strikes against heroes reduce the cooldown of Alarak's basic abilities by 1.5 seconds. That's a massive amount of CDR, but this bonus is doubled against enemy heroes that are stunned, silenced, or slowed. Your Q silences baseline. Your W slows if you pick up Hindered Motion, and that is literally what kept me alive in the final fight. If you want to know how I lived while I was standing in front of their spawn, it was because of the cooldown reduction of Mocking Strikes. Very, very, very powerful. So let's go to try mode real fast.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Okay, please consider this my official bug report. This is how Deadly Charge is supposed to work, where you charge it up and then fly through the terrain. You see that? Nice and easy. This is how my Deadly Charge works because I have attack move on left click. Do you see the difference there? you see what's going wrong? It just goes towards the path of least resistance, which I don't even understand how, because I can't walk through this wall, but it still went through that. But it's clearly not where I'm trying to go. The way you get around that, if you're also using the same keybinds as me, is you just press R on this ability instead of left clicking. You just have to make a mental note to do that. That's Alarak A through Z. Done!